Today, we're going to discuss some early game mistakes to avoid in Palia. Now, we've got a lot of info to cover and no time to waste, so let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, Palia is awesome. To be honest, this game took me completely by surprise. I really didn't know what to expect coming in, but now I am totally addicted to this game. However, I made several mistakes in the early game. So today I'm going to discuss 10 mistakes to avoid in the early game of Palia. Let's start off right at the beginning. Take your time with character creation. These selections are final. Currently, there is no way to change most character aspects. The only things you can change are your hairstyle, your hair color, and the outfits you are wearing. Everything else cannot be changed at a later date, so make sure you are happy with your character before finalizing the creation. Now let's discuss your home plot, which is opened up very early in the game. This area is your own personal little slice of Palia. You get to design the layout and decorate it however you wish. And when you first gain access to your home plot, it is completely overgrown with debris. Trees, bushes, rocks, etc. are everywhere. Now you can use your tools to clear this debris, which does make a great way to get some starting resources. However, you need to be mindful of the future. The trees, rocks, and bushes on your home plot do not respawn. Once they're gone for good. So if you are going for a more rustic country aesthetic, this can be more difficult to achieve if you remove all of the existing trees, bushes, and rocks. Another early game addition you can unlock is your first house. Now I'm going to try to keep this guide as spoiler-free as possible, so I'm not going to go into any specifics, but once you get this quest unlocked, get on it. Try to acquire the necessary resources ASAP. That's because it takes 8 real-life hours to build your house. There is no way to speed up the building process. You just have to wait until it is done, which will prevent you from advancing certain quest lines. So try to get your house going as soon as you can. Another mistake I made early game was neglecting the gardening skill. I didn't realize how advancing the skill worked and the future benefits of doing so. The gardening skill is unique, as it is the only time-sensitive skill in the game. Unlike, say, hunting or mining, which can be advanced at any time you wish, gardening can only be leveled by harvesting crops. And crops have a timed grow cycle. Your plants will progress in their grow cycle every in-game morning at 6 a.m., so long as you have them planted and watered. In the early game, gardening is slow going, but it ramps up quickly, and it certainly pays off in the long run. Gardening feeds into so many other skills, and it's a great way to earn vast amounts of gold down the road. So, take the time every day to tend to your garden and increase that gardening skill. Now let's move on to the wider world of Palia. There are several NPCs to interact with, each with their own unique personalities and interests. These NPCs will offer quests to complete and recipes to purchase, which you can craft to make the various tasks in the game easier to accomplish. However, there is one aspect of NPC interactions that I mistakenly neglected early on, and that is building relationships. Your character has a friendship level with each NPC in the game, and it is vitally important to increase this friendship level. But doing so takes time. The earlier you get started in this process, the better. You can increase the relationship level by completing quests, offering the NPCs gifts, or by simply chatting with them. Doing so will unlock new quests, new areas, and new items that cannot be accessed any other way. Plus, you will also earn renown, which is a very important resource in the game. So start building those NPC relationships as soon as possible. Speaking of renown, if you open up your character menu, right next to your gold amount, you will find how much renown you have accumulated. But what is it used for? And exactly how important is it? These are questions I mistakenly failed to answer at the start of the game. There are a few things renown can be spent on, but in the beginning, it should be spent primarily at the shrines, the Phoenix Shrine and the Dragon Shrine. Spending renown at the Phoenix Shrine will increase your focus bonus percentage. The focus bonus increases the amount of experience you gain for each of the skills in Palia. Spending renown at the Dragon Shrine will increase your maximum focus. Each of these cost 100 renown per increase, so do not hesitate to spend your renown at the shrine. Keep in mind that renown caps out at 1,000. So early game, spend it, and spend it increasing your focus bonus and maximum focus. Now, speaking of focus, do not perform any actions in the game that would earn you experience if your focus bar is empty. While you will still gain some experience, you will not receive the focus bonus. In the character menu, if you hover your cursor like so, you will find your focus bonus percentage. This is the amount of bonus experience you will receive so long as your focus meter is not empty. Allow me to provide a simple example of how this works for demonstration purposes. Let's say foraging a plant will earn you 10 base experience. Your focus bonus percentage is sitting at 50%. That means the same foraging action will now earn you 15 experience points, so long as your focus meter is not empty. That is huge and will allow you to increase your skill levels much faster. You can restore focus by eating the various foods in the game. So before heading out into the world to level up those skills, make sure to eat enough food to fill up that focus bar and bring some extra food with you to maintain that focus level while you're out and about. This raises another problem you may run into early on, and that is inventory. At the start of the game, you will have very limited inventory space, and you may fill your backpack quickly, causing you to make frequent trips home to drop off the goodies. You can and should increase that inventory space as soon as possible. Simply head to Zeki's General Store to purchase the backpack upgrades. However, each upgrade gets exponentially more expensive as you go. The first upgrade only costs 500 gold. That is rather easy to obtain. The second upgrade, however, will cost you 5,000 gold. That's a pretty big jump in cost, but it is still doable early. The final upgrade, however, will cost you a whopping 50,000 gold. And that ain't cheap. You will have to work to purchase this one. I would recommend getting the first 2 backpack upgrades as soon as you can. The third one you can always get down the road, but increasing inventory space will make life a lot easier for you in Palia. The same holds true for inventory space back home. In Palia, you'll be accumulating a ton of resources, many of which you will want to save for later use. However, Palia approaches home base storage a little bit differently than backpack storage. In your backpack, stacks of items take up a single inventory space. For instance, a stack of 100 wood only requires 1 inventory space to carry around in your backpack. Your home base storage counts each individual item, meaning that same stack of 100 wood takes up 100 points of inventory space to store back home. This means you can run out of storage space quickly. You can solve this issue by crafting storage boxes. You can place 8 storage boxes in your home plot, and these boxes can be upgraded down the road. So there is absolutely no reason not to get those storage boxes placed down. Let's move on to one more feature I failed to utilize early game. The world of Palia is vast. Honestly, it is much bigger than I expected, and that vastness will only increase as time goes by, with the developers hinting that there are several new areas in the works to be added to the game. And currently, there are no mounts in Palia, which means you will be hoofing it, and it is rather time-consuming running everywhere on the map. So instead of just running around, you can utilize the various fast travel options in the game. On the map, you will find these horseshoe icons. These icons mark fast travel spots, which will allow you to instantly travel to various locations in Palia. Now, these fast travel spots will cost you a little bit of gold to use. However, there is another option available that is completely free. That is this little return home button on your map. Clicking this button will teleport you back to your home plot instantly. Now, there is a 30-minute cooldown before this option will be available for use again, but it can save you a ton of time trying to make your way back home. So utilize this fast travel option whenever you can. Ladies and gentlemen, Palia is such a fun game. Honestly, it's a lot more fun than I was expecting. And while it may seem simple on the surface, there is a bit of complexity hidden underneath. And there are several features that you may have not been aware of. Now, hopefully this guide will help you navigate a bit of that complexity and avoid some early game mistakes that I made when starting my Palia adventure. And that adventure is just getting started, folks. So be on the lookout for many more Palia videos coming your way in the not too distant future. But for now, this is Savin saying thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll catch you in the next one.